I own all the classic focal lengths for street photography, and in the recent years I've expanded my collection of lenses even more. But there's been one focal length that has eluded me for years, and now finally I have it in my hands. Thanks to TTArtisan for sending me this lens. So let me introduce this lens to you. So this is the TTArtisan 27mm APS-C lens for Sony E-mount. And when I attach it to my full-frame camera, the Sony a7C Mark I, it becomes a 40mm. Well, technically it's a 40.5mm focal length. Full transparency, I get to keep this lens, but all the opinions expressed here are my own. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get to it. Let me tell you why this lesser known focal length is such a unique focal length in my opinion, and not only for street photography. The 40mm sits in the perfect sweet spot between the 35mm, which is a standard wide angle, and the 50mm, which is typically a editorial focal length, both beloved and favorites among street photographers. The 35mm is a very versatile and very beginner-friendly focal length, and sometimes to me it seems a bit boring. And the 50mm can seem a bit tight for street photography and just to use as a walkabout lens. I made a few videos on all the classic focal lengths, I'll link it down below. The 40mm is quite a versatile lens, as I mentioned. You can obviously use it for street photography, but also for portrait photography. So if you just take a few steps back, you can make those really nice environmental portraits or even street portraits when you're out there on the streets. And also, this is not a dreamy bokeh monster like the 85mm, and that is because of the compression effect you get with the longer focal lengths. But with this focal length, you are able to get just enough bokeh to make your street portraits look interesting. Last but not least, this focal length is often cheap and lightweight, and often comes in pancake style bodies, which is really great for street photography. And these days I'm all about keeping my setup as simple and lightweight as possible when I'm out there on the streets. Alright, so now we all understand why this lesser known focal length is such a unique focal length. So now I'll talk about the specs, and I'll be reviewing it from a street photographer's perspective because I am a hobby street photographer like most of my audience, and I don't have a ton of money that I can spend on gear all the time. So I'll be reviewing this lens from a practical and also a usability point of view and see if this is a lens we should all collectively add to our street kits. So I've added time codes as well, so you can just skip back and forth as you like. So this lens has been out for quite some time, and it comes for different mounts. So it comes for the Sony E mount, the Fuji X mount, and the Nikon Z mount. Alright, so let's talk about the build quality, and the first thing I noticed with this lens is that it's very compact and very lightweight. It almost feels like a toy in the hands. And it also reminds me of my beloved pancake lens for my Canon 800D. So as I mentioned, it's very lightweight, coming in at only 90 grams without the rear lens cap. And with the rear lens cap on, it's around 110 grams. It has a close focusing distance of 0.35 meters. It's a full metal construction, including a metal mount, and the build quality is actually quite decent. Let's dig deeper into the specs, the good, bad, and maybe ugly. Let's start with the positive things about this lens. A really innovative feature that TTArtisan came up with is this rear lens cap. So you can actually update this lens with firmware through this. So this is a feature I've never seen on lenses before. I did some simple tests to see the sharpness of this lens, and my overall conclusion is that it has a decent amount of sharpness, but the sweet spot sits between f5.6 and f8, where this lens is the sharpest. This lens has good center sharpness, and this lens can go from f2.8 to f16, but it's actually really pronounced around f2.8. And the corner sharpness is also quite decent, and it really starts to improve around f4 and beyond, so using the smaller apertures. And the chromatic aberrations are not that pronounced either. Let's talk about how the autofocus performs. So I did some tests doing street photography, but also recorded small B-roll clips that I do for this channel. So my overall conclusion is that the autofocus is quick, accurate, doesn't make a lot of noise. But when I was doing street photography, however, I noticed that the autofocus did hunt a bit. And I have the option of cranking up the autofocus sensitivity on my Sony a7C, so it's a scale between 1 and 5, and I put it on a 4, and it didn't cause any problems after that. But you also have to be aware that if you're doing night street photography, it will hunt a bit more. Let's talk about some of the cons. So this lens is not weather sealed and it doesn't have any built-in stabilization. And to be honest, I wasn't really expecting it to be for a lens at this price point, so I think I'll manage. Let's continue to talk about some of the cons. So vignetting and flare. So the vignetting is very strong around f2.8, but it starts to improve around f8, but it never really goes away, so just be aware of that. But normally you can fix this in post in most software. And also the flare is quite strong around f2.8, and especially if you're trying to take a photo of a backlit subject. Image quality and color rendering. So this lens has a little bit of low contrast at around f2.8, but it starts to improve around f4. So if you're into low contrast street photographs, it won't be an issue for you. But if you like those punchy colors for your street photographs, then you have to stay above f4 and using the smaller apertures. For me personally, I edit all my photos in post, so it's not really an issue for me. And also color rendering with night street photography are a little bit tricky in my opinion. So what do I think about this lens from a street photographer's perspective? I can sum it up by saying it's just right. It's the size, it's the compactness, it's the lightweight. It also gives me a very compact setup when I go out on the streets with my Sony a7C. So for me, the 40mm focal length, and not just this lens, but the focal length is just right for me and the type of street photography I like to do. So it's not too wide and it's not too tight. It's just simply right. Perhaps my favorite thing about this focal length and maybe also this lens is that how normal it feels. So how normal it feels to use for street photography, but also when I'm making B-roll for this channel. Because sometimes if I use a 50mm, it's too tight, I have to stand a bit more further away. And in small apartments in Copenhagen, tight spaces are not your best friend. And also the photographs that I can make are best of both worlds. So basically it's not too wide like the 35 and it's not too tight like the 50. It sits in the perfect sweet spot, as I also mentioned before, and the photograph day just seems perfect. Like any other focal length, this focal length has a place and purpose. For me, it's a perfect addition to my street kit, but there are weaknesses with this focal length and especially with this lens as well, and it will not fit all street photographers and their need. The verdict. So who is this lens for? So obviously I would say the casual street photographer that also likes to do a bit of video work, but is serious about their craft and wants to add new fresh focal lengths to experiment with. But also the street photographer who's conscious about their budget. So this budget lens comes in under $160 with decent performance. The TTArtisan lens is a great value for money as long as you understand its weaknesses. So the nearest competitor, especially for the Sony E-mount system, is the 40mm G lens, and is still 2.5 times more expensive than this one. If you like to do street photography around f2.8 most of the time, then this is not the best option for you because of the heavy vignetting, low contrast and flaring. But on the other hand, if you like to do street photography using the smaller apertures like f4 or f8, then this might be a good option for you considering its price point, and also this lens is sharp, contrasty and has a lot of character. If you follow my channel, you probably know that these days I only shoot around f8, and this lens is really sharp, as I mentioned, around f8 and beyond. So for me, this is not an issue using this lens, and I actually had a lot of fun using this for street photography, and also it gives me a reason to pick up my Sony a7C a bit more. Alright, I'll see you in the next one.